Hello, hello. How are you? This is Else Kimmy from Bemis Crafty Corner. Sorry I'm late. Oh, it's stuff. It's stuff. Mostly I just wanted to clean my breakfast off of my table. Because I get up in the morning and I have my breakfast and I sit here and I eat my breakfast while I watch videos that people send me. And so I had videos to watch. And it took too long eating my breakfast. Okay. So we're working on this thing, which is a blue single signature. I wonder what it would look like if I put these all in one book at the end. You know? Like if we took all of them when we were done and just put them all in one cover. I think it would be cool. All right, we do need to make a couple pieces of ephemera because we're sort of out of that kind of stuff. So we're going to do that. So let's just take out all of our bits and pieces here and see what we got. Hello, Arlene. Hi, Marie. All right. We have tiny little tags. We have some little cards. We have these ovals. Those are always good. Some bigger tags. Some little journaling cards. Some more little journaling cards. I guess we just put the journaling cards all together. We have this big ticket, which I think we're going to use as a pocket. We have some circles. More circles. Journaling cards. More little taggies. That's a nice big tag. I think we'll use that. Definitely going to find some place for this to be. So that's going over there. A big journaling card. Put that over there. Those, okay. Strips, strips, strips. More strips. More strips. Can't get rid of the strips because we know we can do with those. Teeny tiny little tag. A little journaling card. A square. Ooh, look at that. There's a circle. Tags. I'm looking for things to make ephemera with. Tag. Journaling card. Little bits and pieces. Little tag. The end of something. Let's use that. A little fan thing. Don't know if we'll use it, but let's pull it out. Little tag. Kind of a medium-sized tag, but we'll put it with these. And little bits, little tag. A bucket. I just knocked all that on the floor. Another strip. Those. One of these. One of these. One of these. Those. We could make a pocket out of this. Put it in pockets. Some more little tags. Another tag. Could be a pocket. Could be a journaling card. I think we're going to make that into a journaling card. I like it. Little bits. Goes kind of that size, doesn't it? Little tags, little tags. Just a piece of paper. It's an oval. It goes over there. That's a circle. It goes over there. This can come over here. And now I know what I have. And let me get stuff off the floor. There's actually quite a bit on the floor. There's this little piece of paper. We cut that for something. Put it with strips. There's a strip that goes over there. And I think that's like all of it that I knocked off. Okay. Hi, Miss Mari. Exactly. Well, when I went into the emergency room, and I'm going to tell you ladies this because you'll understand it. When I delivered my children, my daughter was 10 pounds 9 ounces. My son was 10 pounds 11. I had them natural. And I mean completely natural. So when I went into the hospital the other night, when I had Hubbard take me, I was at a 7. When I left the hospital, because they gave me medication and fluids and stuff, I was at about a 4. The next day, I was about 5. Yesterday morning, I woke up at a 7 again. When I went to bed last night, I would say I was at a 2. Today, I'm at probably between a 5 and a 6. But it sort of comes and goes. So at this point, I'm just letting it ride. See, you were smart. Yeah, I had big babies. Matter of fact, when I had the first one, when I had Alexa, some friends threw me a baby shower. And they bought me all like 0 to 3 month clothes. And she was out of those in like a month. So when I had the second one, everybody was like, you get 9 to 12. He might actually get to wear some of it. All right. Yeah. So, although I have to tell you this is so cute. So yesterday, I had to go get my auction stuff. I didn't have a choice. If I didn't go get it, then they would relist it, and not only would I lose all my stuff, but I would have to pay a fee to be able to bid again. So I made the appointment and I went and picked stuff up. It's no big deal. There's 3 different auction houses here in town that they're all the same, but 3 locations. So each one has different stuff. And I never really bid at the one that's over by the strip because, yeah, no. The other one is kind of their outlet area. So on top of what they have for auction, they also do a like a bin store. So all the stuff that didn't sell at auction gets put into the bins. And certain days of the week, it all goes down to like 50 cents to 25 cents per item. So I had stuff there, and I had stuff at the first location, which is just a warehouse. Now, I have picked up at the one over by the strip. And these 2 locations, all you do is pull up. They got numbers on the walls. And you pull up, give them your phone number. They put your phone number in. It tells them what bin to go in and collect. They go in and they grab the bin. They bring it out, and all your stuff is in the bin. So I took Buggy with me yesterday because I've never picked up from the store before where they have the outlet. I've never picked up there. Good thing I took Buggy with me because, yeah, you have to go inside and get your stuff. And there was no way I was going inside. Just not going to happen because I'm not going to be able to get out of the car. And all of the handicap parking is full. And we waited for about 20 minutes. And you have an appointment time where you're supposed to be there to pick your stuff up. And so I told Buggy, I said, here's my ID. here's my phone that's got the order on it. You have my phone number for my cell phone. He's like, yeah. He said, I just need you to go inside. Tell him your grandma's outside. She's in the car. She's disabled and cannot come in. And you have her ID and everything. And then pull my order. And he was like, okay. So he goes inside. He comes back out like 3 minutes later. He's like, they just wanted the phone number. That was it. Gave me whatever was there. Okay. So then I set the appointment to go to the second location. And he was fully prepared to get out of the car. And I said, no, you don't have to do that here. So I pull up. As soon as I pulled up walks the girl with her little thing. And she goes, hi, can I get your phone number? And I give her the phone number. And she goes, I'll be right back. 2 minutes later, she comes back. She opens up the back of my car, tosses everything in. Have a good day. And then somebody behind me stops traffic and goes, number 3, come on out. Go ahead. All right, thank you. And backs you out of the parking space because they don't, they don't want the gridlock and shit. So they do it for you. And so we were in and out of the second one in like 2 minutes. He was like, wow. So I took him home because as soon as we left, like the minute we left, his mom came to pick him up. And she hadn't called or anything. So we didn't know she was coming. So she comes to pick him up. And she's like, did you just leave the house? I was like, yeah. And I suppose you have Bug with you. Yeah. She's like, all right, I'm just going to grab his stuff. Can you drop him off at home? I said, yeah, sure. So I go and pick up all my stuff, and then I'm taking him home. See, that got in there, and that's supposed to be over there. And I should probably be doing something while we're chatting. I know we're using blue on this, but this has like, somebody inked it already to make it look old. So I'm just going to put some of our color, whatever that thing is. All right. Let's make this. A little piece of this. And a piece of that. Sure, why not? So I go and take Bug home. Shay comes running down the stairs to give me a hug. And then, so my daughter's not there. My son-in-law's home. I don't know why I'm inking blue paper with blue ink. And he's like, hey, Mom, I heard you went in the hospital the other night. Yeah. He's like, what's wrong? I said, kidney infection. Most likely. He goes, oh, that sucks. I said, yeah, I know. He's like, I feel for you because he's had a few. Like, I have never seen anything in my life take out a big man faster than a kidney infection. And so he put that over there. We're sitting there and we're just chatting for a few minutes. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and leave because I can't go to his house, go to their house without like spoiling the dogs. Baron would never forgive me. She'd be like, what? Grandma was here and I didn't get pets and loves. And it's so cute because when I go over there, she knows she's not allowed to jump on me. And so she sits up on her hind legs. He goes, you're the only person she does that for. I said, I know. So we were sitting there just talking and I was petting the dogs and all right, I'm going to get out of here. So I start to leave and he goes, Ma, stand still. I'm like, okay. So I stop and Buggy comes bounding down the stairs and he tells Buggy, he says, do me a favor, tie your grandmother's shoe before she falls ass over tea kettle. Apparently my shoe was untied. And my son-in-law cared. Hi, Michelle. Oh, yeah, gallstones. I remember when my gallbladder went. Holy crap. It was right after I had my son. They thought maybe I had pulled a muscle. So give me a muscle relaxer, sent me home. A couple of days later, I'm back at the emergency room. Another doctor gives me a different muscle relaxer and gives me a pain medication. My ex-husband comes home from work one day, and I looked at him and said, "Where's your pod?" And he went, "Oh, shit, you're high." Yeah. So they rushed me back to the hospital, and they still kept saying, it's just probably, you sprained something when you were having the baby. You're fine. It'll go away. Just give it time. And reviewed the drugs that had already been prescribed and told me to continue taking them. Here's the kicker. My wedding, we weren't married at the time. My wedding was fast approaching. And finally, the glorious day arrived. And I felt like caca. And so we went ahead and did the ceremony. And literally at one point, we told the minister just to get on with it. So he jumped on the bandwagon and, made it as quick as possible. And then they rushed me back down. We had gotten married outside. There was a path. They rushed me back down the path into the hotel room. Pulled off my dress. There was a friend of ours that we had that was a chiropractor. And he cracks my back and does an alignment, hoping to, ease the pain. Went to the reception. I didn't eat or drink anything. We got up the next morning. We were supposed to be leaving. My mom paid for the two of us to go down to Disney World down in Florida. She had Sky Miles. Remember those things? Hey, Jenny. And so we get up the next morning. We go to have breakfast. We're supposed to meet his brother and his brother's girlfriend to have breakfast. And we sat down at the table, and I wasn't there 2 minutes. And I went, "Get me out of here." And he went, "Oh." He climbed over, because we were in a booth, climbed over the booth to the booth behind me, came around. They carried me out on a chair because they slid me into a chair. I couldn't move. Slid me into a chair, carried me out, put me in the backseat of his car, ran me to the hospital. Lucky for me, my son's nurse was there in the emergency room, and she saw me, and I'm sitting there like literally, I'm barely breathing. I'm drooling all over myself. And she's like, hold on. She gets my chart. She comes back over. She takes me into the back. She puts me in a room. She grabs some intern walking by, and she's like, "I want you to run to da 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 da." And he's like, "Well, this isn't my patient." "Well, it is your patient now. Run to d." And so he ran some stuff, and she looked at me and she says, "Honey, when's the last time you peed?" And I thought about that. She says, "Do you think you could pee?" "Maybe." "Okay, well, let's give it a try." So she puts one of those things in the toilet, what they call a top hat or high hat. And she has me go in the bathroom. And I think I tingled like a couple of drips. And the intern comes back and he's like, "All right, I ordered all the tests." So she grabs somebody working lab who's there for something else. And she tells him to call for an ultrasound. And I had gallstones in my bile duct. And they thought I was having a heart attack in the hospital. But nope, it was my gallbladder. That was the first question this doc asked me with the pain that I'm having. He's like, do you have your gallbladder? "No, had that shit removed years ago." Oh. So yeah, I was dying. And today we're about a 5-6. So not pleasant. I'm not a pleasantly happy person right now. I mean, I'm pleasant enough. I'm just not a very happy person. I'm a miserable human being right now. Looks like a friggin' ribbon. Like a blue ribbon. Look, we'll put a blue one on there. Make the blue ribbon. That is horrible. I don't like it. I just want the words. Ginger, what are you doing? You weirdo. Hey, baby. I know. You want to go outside? Here, let me put you outside with Daddy. Hold on. I'm getting it. We're going. Okay, outside with Daddy. No. All right. Oh, God. Ugh. I know, right? So I've only been on the antibiotics for a few days. So we're going to give it a couple of days and see what happens. And hopefully this goes away eventually. Soon. Very soon. Has anybody seen my 1-inch punch? There it is. Do 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 do. Ow. Okay. I have to tell you, the most painful thing is sitting the hell down. Just sitting down. Come on. And then if I'm honest, the standing back up part sucks too. I'm going to make a mess here. I don't care. Can't get my glossy accents to work. I'm trimming the tip. Hopefully that'll help. Yeah, I hate those. So, yeah, so we still don't know if it's the kidneys or if it's some kind of muscle problem. But, I mean, I was dealing with a doctor in the emergency room who did not know what a TENS unit was. I'm like, how can you be a doctor and not know what the freak a TENS unit is, man? I thought every doctor knew what a TENS unit was. Let me disappear. Yeah, that's what I said. Because, he was like going, well, the standard course of action would be for us to prescribe pain meds and da-da-da-da. I'm like, dude, I don't take pain meds. So I use a TENS unit. A what? A TENS unit? What? And he looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, therapeutic, electric. Muscle stimulator. And he went, and that works. He was a baby too. I was like, yeah, it works really well. Yes, it's kind of an alternative type of medicine, but it works really well. Because you're going to prescribe me painkillers, and those painkillers you're prescribing me are supposed to. I forgot to ink this before we started this. They are supposed to basically disrupt the pain sensors. Well, yeah, ideally. Well, so does electrocution. Mild electric therapy. And I have 2 TENS units. One I carry in my purse all the time, which is a small one. And then I have my bigger unit that does all kinds of cool, funky stuff. And it has bigger pads in it and everything. Lots of spare batteries. Because this one runs on a battery. The other one I have to charge. So the benefit of having this one is that when I'm out and about, poke myself with that damn thing. When I'm out and about, if this dies, I don't have to worry too much more than just put in some new batteries. And 2 AAA batteries will run this thing for like 6 hours. Yeah. Yep. I completely agree with that. They need some pop, guys. Let's see. Nope, neither one of those. I don't know why I'm messing around pulling these little packets. Oh, well, there's silver. That might work. Silver could work. But let's just get out some candy dots and be done with this, shall we? We all know I'm going to go to the candy dots, right? Right. Okay, because I love candy dots. Expensive little boogers, but I love them. Yeah, I won't take gabapentin. You can see if there's another color I like. Shush, don't make fun of me. I really like candy dots. Oh crap, I got them all over the place. Even when they come off like this, I still keep them. Because you just glue them down. Just looking for blue. Like different shades of blue. Bluey, bluey, blue. I want some blueies, bluey, blue, blue. Do I want them shiny? I don't know. We'll take a look at those two. All right, let's put these back in. It's almost a perfect match. But I like this contrast. Nope. It's contrasted, but too contrasted. Do you really just want to be on there? You do. Okay, I'll use you because you jumped out. I'm not going to trust you, though. I'm going to glue your ass down. I'll use a little skin accents to do that. Go. Oh, crap. Now, we were supposed to find one for this, too. I want to kind of pop that in, you know? I don't know, I'm on candy dots today. I like them. They add a little pop of color. It's never overpowering. Pink. All of them gone. Let's pull one of these. Okay, I'm happy with those. I had a doctor put me on, I can't remember what it was, but he put me on something, and I was driving down the street one day, and they had those big concrete barriers, and they had a lane shift, that went like this. And so this was like right in front of me. And I thought to myself for a split second, I wonder what would happen if I just ran right into it. I was on the freeway doing like 70. I said, oh, we're not taking this anymore. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Do you guys remember smoke enders came out like 25 years ago? And it was like that whole, they used to do it on an infomercial, and you get a whole kit of the stuff. There was pills you were supposed to take like twice a day. They give you these little mint things that you could put into your tongue that would stop the cravings. And then there was like a gum you could chew if you wanted to. There was a support group, and there was like a CD that you're supposed to listen to every night as you went to bed. It was like this whole homeopathic way of quitting smoking. My ex-husband bought that for me. I was trying to quit. And we were driving down the freeway going to his job down the 95 here. And all of a sudden, I slammed on the brakes in the car. I had my kids in the car. And I slammed on the brakes. Luckily, there was nobody behind us. We were in the carpool lane. And he's like, what the hell? And I said, you didn't just see that guy run across the hood of the car? He's like, what? Some guy just, you know how they have the median thing, the little barrier in the middle? I saw somebody jump off of that, jump onto the hood of my car, and jump off. And that was the only medication I was taking at the time. He's like, oh, we are done with this shit. Valve and Irrita. People left. This muscle tight. They said that maneuvers one way. Your muscle relax. If you hold it, valve goes both ways, allowing urine to go back into your kidney. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, I wouldn't take that shit anymore. And I think shortly after that, too, they took that crap off the market. The Food and Drug Administration put a stop to it. Apparently, I wasn't the only person who had an issue with that stuff. But you know what? Nothing gets any better. I remember my mom took her wife to the Schick Center years ago. You remember the Schick Center where they used to talk about how they could make you stop smoking? And my mom took her wife to the Schick Center to get, to do the cure so that she wouldn't smoke anymore. They gave her a bunch of injections of stuff and sent her home. That woman hallucinated badly. Like, badly. Yeah. I fully agree with that. Experimental subject number. Just ridiculous. You know what's really funky is when somebody takes a shower and then they get out of the shower and they deodorize and they lotion and they powder and they do all of this stuff. And then, they put on the clothes. And what must we smell like to like dogs and cats, when you think about it? Because each one of those things is different. I don't know a single line of stuff. Like, why has nobody invented like a line of personal hygiene products that's like the full line and it all has the same scent? Even if you go into like, I think the closest thing that would come to that would be like Old Spice. Shh. I'm curvy cutting. But like, why isn't there like exactly? But like, once you add that all in and then your pheromones kick. My ex-husband one time went to like Macy's, like one of the big department stores. They have all the testers and stuff. And we were on our way to a karaoke show. Most of you know I used to run a karaoke business. I still have it. I don't actively run it anymore. I let my kids do it. But we went and we went into I think it was Foley's. Went in there and he was at the man's fragrance section and he picked up some aftershave, whatever, men's cologne. And he sprayed it on himself and it smelled fine. It smelled fantastic. But when we got to the show and we started working the show and he started to sweat, I had to make him go home and take a shower because he smelled like dog crap. Literally like dog crap, like somebody stepped in it. Like people walk by going, somebody step in dog shit? And everybody's checking their shoes. And it was him. It was a beautiful cologne, smelled fantastic until he put it on. When he put it on, something about his body chemistry went, oh, hell no. So my thing is why doesn't somebody come up with like Suave makes everything, they make body wash, hairspray, conditioner, shampoo. They make all the stuff. Why can't they? Like I can go into and I can buy like Suave shampoo and conditioner that smells the same, but they don't have that deodorant. They don't have that fragrance in a deodorant. They don't have that fragrance in a body wash. They don't have that fragrance in, what else? Lotion. Right? Why can't they do that? At least that way you would smell like one freaking thing. Just one thing. I just want you to smell like one thing. Yeah, but other than Dove Original, Dove does the same thing. They do the same thing. And I don't care. I have never in my life smelled shower fresh. It smells like shower fresh. Like there is no perfume or cologne or anything else on the market that is labeled shower fresh that smells like anything somebody would smell like just coming out of the shower without using any chemicals. Yes. See, okay, what that is perfume oils, which is the oils that they use to produce perfumes, barring the whale puke. But I get my cologne done. I actually have like legitimately a signature cologne because I get my cologne done by a guy here in town who just uses the oils. And see, now I can't find something here. I want to put something here, but now I can't find something to put here. What am I going to put here? Let's do this one. You go in and he sits and talks to you for a couple of minutes and he asks you some questions. Nothing too personal. But then he starts to kind of mix together the perfume oils and you get a signature blend. And he keeps track of it so that when you come back and go, I need more of this, he can make you more of it. And I will tell you, mine, I've asked people, like people have gone, oh, I love that. What is that? And I go, I don't know. You tell me, what does it smell like? And I've had people tell me it smells like chocolate chip cookies. I've had people tell me that it smells like sex. I've had people tell me that it smells like flowers in a field. So it smells different to people depending upon their pheromone, like what they're picking up in the pheromones. I don't wear it often. I bet you the Cassie is nice. Yeah, I can't. I have a hyperactive sniffer. So like my kids growing up, they had to go through this ritual of, Mom, I have this new shampoo. Can I buy this? Yeah, you can have that. You know. Yes, your diet has a lot to do with what you eat is what comes out of your pores. Absolutely. That's why there are people who literally will not eat asparagus for that exact reason. Because they get that asparagus smell. And I know people who get that smell from like collard greens, Um, um, I used to know a girl who used to, she used to eat, it's called halava. It's like an Indian candy. And it used to make her smell like sweet almonds. We used to call her arsenic. As a joke. What? That shit was funny. You never know how your body's going to process food, you know? I'm not going to back that because it's already on cardstock. I'm going to add this one, though, over here. Around the corners, put some ink on it. What are you putting glue on there for? You know you're going to ink it, doo-doo. I'm going to have to see if I have a refill for tumbled glass. I don't use it that often. I don't use it that often at all. This might be the first time I've ever used it. Okay, so that's going to go in there, and that's going to get tagged. Then what? We have this one. Oh, yeah, no. Bye-bye. Good for you. Lying ball sack. Just stay right here. You ain't coming home with me. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to put some washi on this page. Why? Because I like it. I like washi. Right there. We're just going to put some washi. And glue stick. Yeah, that was the thing I hated about when I did karaoke shows. There was always that sweaty guy that came up and wanted to do karaoke, and he wanted to sing a song that was a duet, but he didn't have anybody to sing it with. So, as a host, it's my job to do that. And I remember one guy came up one time, and he wanted to do Islands in the Street. Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. And he kept trying to get close to me when we were doing the song. And I was like, I kept moving away. And somebody, like, I was like looking for people. And people that were my regulars in the crowd, they were like putting their hand up. So I had to go over to them just to try and get away from the guy. And he'd follow me. Oh my God. And he reeked of beer. And I hate beer. It's like one of my least favorite smells. You're evil, Arlene. I love it. Okay, now what are we going to do? We have 3 pages left, guys, and I have no idea what we're doing here. Hmm. 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 You're awful quiet today, Hubbard. Huh? I feel you. Oh. Let it flow, let it flow. Everybody says hi, Hubbard.
Morning.
He's not awake yet.
Here.
Oh, yeah. I was supposed to tell you. He got your card yesterday, and he said, thank you.
Yes.
He's half out of it.
We've not turned on the fake happy yet. I'm working towards that.
Yes, dear. We're going to put 3 of them in here. As we can. While I'm thinking about that last page, let's go through and pop holes and, do this thing. All right. I'm going to do this one. Maybe we'll do a little one on this. Let me grab those. Oh, God, I got to reach. Hold on, I got to stand up. Oh, I'm getting them all while I'm up there. Okay. I need the loops. Where's the loops? Get this in here, and then we will, don't drop it else, it's too small to find. There we go. Then we will ink this. It's not inked. All right. We have that on. Let's round the corners. Now ink. That one. Then this one. We're going to do the big one. Oh my God, I'm going to be sitting here flipping these things around all day. Big hole. Big hole. Come in on the side. Why? Because it's pointy. All right, we got a hole. Need a big one. It just sounds bad, doesn't it? Have a hole, need a big one. Oh. This one we probably should have backed, but we didn't. And it's just paper. Oh well. I spaced backing it. I should have backed it. Don't let me do that again. That one's done. These two little guys. Little guys get little holes. All right, we need some little pieces. I love finding stuff like, especially when I find some projects that I thought about doing, but then they got put on the back burner, and then I look at it and I go, what was I thinking? And sometimes I go, well, that's cool. And then I can't remember what the hell I was doing. But that little guy up there, this one, it's definitely got to be blue or white. Let's get out the multicolors. No, you don't work. Where's my tweezers? Note to self, don't puff these so full. hard to get into when they're full. Should probably just put those in a bag in there. Close this one. Okay, put that one up there. And this guy. I don't know why, but I feel this one needs a little hole too. Just a little. And green. I don't know why I feel this one's green. Just seems to be the right color. Right. Alrighty. Put that in there. This. These all have to be big. There's nothing I can do about that. They all have to be big. Pull the guard all the way back because it wasn't where I wanted it to be. One, two, and three. Okay. Now, I don't know why, but I think the brushed brass is best for these. Although they're all in the same pockets. Maybe I'll do them in different colors. I'm doing them in different colors just because it'll be different. Let me get back to you on that because right now I don't know what's in there. Because I walk around for like 2 weeks putting stuff in a bin and then I go, okay, that's good. So I don't know if there's one in there, but I will look. Again, these are pre-printed on cardstock. It's not really cardstock. It's 110 pound Nina paper. I like the different in colors. Okay. So we're finishing this tomorrow. All right, so let me get this mess cleaned up because we got some stuff to do. We got to pull the challenge. Here, put stuff away. I have stuff all over the place. Stuff. Toys and stuff. Yeah, so I've been down for the whole week, and I got to tell you,
Killing her.
it's killing me.
killing her smalls. So,
Oh. You know, I'm usually zip, 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 zip. And with this, I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. I am in low gear. Low gear. And I am going up a hill. And it's killing me. Our little tags together. Trying to get in my mind what I want to do with that last page. Give me that. Sitting there playing tug of war with my trimmer. Okay. Alrighty. Never get rid of the strips because I might find use for them. Okay. Okay. Oh, let me get the book. Oh, so you may or may not know, we've been doing a challenge here every year for, ever. And this year, we went back to an old favorite, which is kind of like the mystery challenge. You get a substrate or a project to make. Last week, it was a tag. Make a tag, no big deal. But the catch, the tag is that you had to use newspaper. Somehow, some way on here, newspaper. I didn't care how you did it or what you did with it, but you had to use newspaper on here. You could have just cut out letters from the, and just put words on there. I don't care. But, and this is not a challenge where you have to, be the best. This is just a way for you to maybe come outside of your comfort zone. Maybe use something you've never used before. Maybe try a technique that you've been thinking about, but you haven't gotten up the chutzpah to do it, So in here are 30 envelopes. And in the 30 envelopes are whatever your substrate is, tag, and whatever your requirement is, newspaper. And I have no idea what they are. They are totally random. They were printed up separately on business cards, blank business cards. And then I shuffled them all up and laid them all out, face up. And then I took the required element, and we shook those and shook them and shuffled them and mixed them around. And then I put those down face down so I wouldn't know what went with what. And then we mixed up the envelopes again. All right, I have an envelope. So every 2 weeks throughout the year, on the 1st and 15th, basically, I'm going to be drawing a new project of 26 challenge. And this is the first, blind draw. I'm going to peek. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so your substrate is a greeting card. If you don't know how to make a greeting card, let me tell you. Take a piece of 8.5 by 11, cut it in half so it's 5.5 by 8.5, fold it in half. It gives you a 5.5 by 4.25. That is a standard size card. I don't care what you do with it after that, but you're going to use a greeting card base. And your required element is ink. Now, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Let's be honest. Ink could be, you use a stamp pad. Ink could be that you dripped ink on it. Ink could be that maybe you have, like this kind of a stamp pad, or like the Stampin' Up! Ones where you can use them as watercolors. Maybe you watercolor on your card using the ink, whatever it is, but you do have to use ink. Okay? Maybe it's just you stamped on it. I don't know. But that is our Projects of 26 challenge for the remainder of the month. And we're going to write them down. As soon as I put some lead out of this pencil. All right. Okay. Those are your two for the week. I'm going to put them back in here and mark this. Week 2. Up it goes. So, we did a scrap paper clip, scrap buster this week, and tonight we're probably going to be moving forward with our single signature journal, where I'm walking you through how to build a journal. And I'm not sure what we're doing tonight, but that's what we're going to be doing. I'm keeping Fridays open right now, just as a kind of, because I'm probably going to bring back Late Night Lunatics. We're just going to name it something else and move on. Regardless, I'll still be here tomorrow night. So, I think that's this Monday, which is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, is going to be our Monday Mixed Media Mini Morsels. So the video will be on Wednesday, and the video for Wednesday is a junk mail corner. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Late loonies. Keep coming up with some titles for me, Arlene. All right, so that's basically what's going on right now. I will be editing this afternoon before the live tonight, so hopefully I'm going to get those posted. Like I said, guys, this thing with my back is killing me right now. It's just killing. It's my own fault. I signed up for a gym. I tore every ligament in my right leg. Every one of them, like 2 weeks later. So I'm thinking, because I bought that Body Groove, my body went, oh, hell no, fat lady. And thus, here we are now, with me and an achy back. I'm serious. It's just like my body does not want to exercise. It's rebelling. All right. So let me show you guys a little bit of what I picked up at the auction and why I do it. So I got this one. It's 120 pieces. They're just coin envelopes. I paid $1. Yeah. I got one of these. Like mine. Although I think this one has a bigger bulb. Anyway, I got one of these. It's going to be in the next sale. What else? Oh, I got these. These are from Mr. Penn. And they are a set of fine liners. It even comes with the little Mr. Penn sticker. And they're triangular. So they're easier to handle. The package is damaged. That's why it was in the returns. Because it had damaged package. But it's otherwise not been touched. That's going to be the sale. But this is what I really go there for. Okay. This is a set of 12 by 9. I could have just read it. It's right there. 12 by 9 mailers. And they're the good plastic ones, not the cheapy plastic ones. Because if I can buy my shipping material there, I will buy it. And I'll tell you why. This is 100 bags. Okay? 109 by 12 bags would be like $15, $16 on Amazon. I think I paid $3 or $4 for these. And then I got these. And I'll tell you what, this is probably the best buy I've ever gotten. Because apparently nobody else saw this in the auction. It's 25 pieces. Of gigantic mailing bags. Now, these aren't gusseted like my big ones, but these are big ones like the big black ones. And nobody saw this in the auction because I got these for $1. The stuff in auction is hard to, like, sometimes the prices will get stupid. And I'm like, you can buy that new. Why would you pay that here? But, I think stuff that I get from the auction is probably the only place I'd make a real profit if I can get it cheap enough. Because, like, I paid $1 for these, and there's 120 of them in here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 30, 60, 90. Yeah. So there's like, I don't know, 15, 30 in each pack like this. And I'll probably break this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll probably break it up into 8 pieces and charge like $1 a piece for however many that comes out to. Whatever. They'll go in the shop. But you got to remember, when I put these things in the shop, I have to pay listing fees and I have to pay a courtesy fee to them when I sell the item. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. And that's if there's none missing. Because there could be some missing. I also got new boxes. And I think I only paid like $5 or $6 for them. But they are I think they're 12 by 10 by 4. And they're the ones that fold down. You know, they have the lid, they fold down, tuck in, that kind of thing. Yes, probably be in the sale. But you never know. All right, so making a note. I need happy birthday die. For Arlene. I will go see what I've got. I'm kind of liking Friday Night Nuts. It's kind of writing that one down. I think with a Z. All right, so that's everything, guys. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take my muscle relaxer and pass out now. I am. Yeah. So if you would like a copy of my schedule, what's going on in my world, all you have to do is go to the description box below, click on more. You can go to my Facebook group. You can get a copy of it here if you'd like, but you can go to my Facebook group, join my Facebook group, and get access to all that kind of stuff. We do swaps throughout the year. And of course, the projects of 26 challenge. If you would like more information on that, I am going to be posting the video on it and what we're doing. And what else? If you want to cyber stalk me, it's a great place to start. You can get my email address, my Instagram, and all that stuff. And I will start tonight, my live tonight, making a greeting card with ink. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but I will do it. And every 2 weeks, I'll pull another one, and we will see where we go. Until I see you again, stay hydrated, stay inside, and stay well, my friends. I love you guys so much, and it is literally the high point of my week when I get to come in here and just spend days in a row with you guys. So until next time, bye.